So welcome back, everybody. I'm doing an intro at the end of the day after all the work was done. Reason being, we've had the HVAC guy here. There's been things going on in the background, music and other things like that YouTube doesn't tolerate, so it would have been very hard to do talk and explain what's going on. So what we actually accomplished today was closing up these ends, and we have a little bit of information for you on a new tool I got and a new piece of equipment. Stay tuned. All right, so hard to tell with the shadows, but I got that end capped up right there. Never mind the way it looks. Yes, you could still see some gaps on this side and up there. That's because this will not get completely sealed in until I deck the underneath side of the porch and finish running my trim, my hardy trim up here. So I've got an idea in mind how I'm going to finish closing this off. But both ends are completely sealed now, with the exception of those little gaps that I'm showing you, and we'll work toward that down the road. So as y'all seen, I got me a new DeWalt brushless jigsaw. I couldn't help myself. They were running a killer sale at Home Depot the other day. So just letting y'all know, Home Depot is running an awesome sale, I think through Christmas time if I'm not mistaken. You buy one of their battery package kits that comes with a 6 amp hour battery, huge battery, a 4 amp hour battery, which is the same size as all my 5 amp hours for some reason, a charger and a bag. You pay $1.99 for that. Batteries are very expensive, but here's the kicker. You get to pick a free tool. They had quite a few different options. This is something I have been wanting for a while. I was kicking around this or the Sawzall that I've been telling you about, but the multi-tool's been working so good doing multiple purposes. I decided I really needed this jigsaw. I've got a lot of trimming out up on the scaffolding, up on the man lift, everywhere else to do. I'm sick and tired of lugging extension cords around for my, oh my goodness, probably 20-year-old jigsaw that I have. So I picked this up right here, and thus far working very well and extremely fast, especially with this orbital function that it has that makes the blade do this number. The other thing I didn't realize, I've been running this big 6 amp hour battery on my blower, which wears out batteries quicker than any other piece of equipment I have. I've been running this for days. I still have yet to charge it. There is a night and day difference between a 6 amp hour battery and a 5 amp hour. You wouldn't think there would be much. There is. Again, this battery's 50% larger, and I have yet to charge it. Whereas before, I could blow the porch off twice with a 5 amp hour battery. I'm probably already on the 3rd or 4th blowdown, plus blowing all this sawdust off the wood as I'm cutting. And I'm still showing 2 bars on this 6 amp hour battery. But then you get a free $200 tool with it too. Killer deal. Y'all need to jump on that. So yes, to let y'all in on a little secret, I've been working a deal in the background. I am now the proud owner of this man lift right here. But there's a catch. Alright, so if y'all been watching the channel for a while, y'all know how much I use this man lift. It's a critical piece of equipment for me working not only productively on this house, but safely. And I still have so much stuff to do. I just could not let this go back. I was supposed to return it last month, and I decided to rent it 1 month longer. And then I got to really adding up the cost that's involved. And by the way, it is a tremendous amount cheaper to rent this by the month than say by the week or day, but still it adds up quick, real quick. So long story short, it costs $700 a month to rent this. In the big scheme of things, that's really not bad. It is an amazing extra set of helping hands. The problem is I need this lift for a month longer. I've already rented it for 3 months, so do the math. $2,100. Ouch. I was only going to rent it for 2 months. $1,400 I could swallow. It got all the electrical and high lifting and stuff done, which is just what I need it for, but then I got to looking around. I still have to deck the whole underneath side of this porch, do some heavy lifting here, all the finish electrical here, hanging fans, all the stuff inside. What about all the tongue and groove pine that we're going to do in the ceilings upstairs? A tremendous amount of heavy lifting. While this scaffolding right here has been a tremendous help, it's cumbersome. You have to break it down, carry it inside, outside, instead of just driving through the door like you do with the man lift. It's still a bit sketchy being on that. Now there's going to be times I'm not getting rid of my scaffold. There's going to be times that it's going to be perfect for setting up 2 or 3 runs long out here for doing siding. That's probably going to help me out even more than the man lift. But I really need that man lift really till the house is done. What about all the painting, everything else that I'll do? So if you add that up, say I need the man lift another 4 or 5 months, let's just say 5 months, there's $3,500 more on top of $2,100. So it just so happens a friend of mine was eyeballing a lift as well. Wish we had figured this out months ago before I just threw away rent money. I hate renting things. You're throwing your money away. So long story short, we wound up working a deal with United Rents. We got this thing for less than I would rent it for the next few months. For my half, me and a good friend are going to split this, somebody that I trust. He's got a huge barn that he's also fixing up the inside on and doing a lot of work, so he really needs a man lift as well. So when you look up the cost of this for what we split it for, it's less than I would have rented it for the next few months. Now here's the great part. When we're done with this, whether that be a year, 2 years down the road, we don't care. We can probably turn around and sell this for what we bought it for, and we get all of our money back. I really think we will. It's only got 1-year-old batteries in it. That's a big part of it. No leaks, done looked it all over. Only has 191 hours. There's just really nothing wrong with it. We've worked it over, looked at it really hard. It's a little dirty, got paint and everything else on it. That's okay. Everything functions perfectly. So, like I said, it was an absolute no-brainer, especially since I had a good friend I could trust to split this. So now we both own this together. He can use it anytime he wants. He knows I'm building a house, so it's just kind of staying over here right now. He'll get it as he needs to work on his shop. But you're going to be seeing this around a lot longer, all the way up until probably finishing details and paint on the house. And like I said, if I ever need it back in the future, hang Christmas lights, change a fan out, maybe change paint colors, whatever I want, we grab it. And we both know that it doesn't sell, or we don't let it go till the other person wants to. One of us can buy the other person out and keep it, or we both can decide to sell it down the road whenever we want to get our money back out of it. So I think it was a wise investment, especially when I could own something for less than I could rent something. That's an absolute no-brainer. Oh, I wish we had figured this out earlier. So some quick specs about it for anybody that's interested in things like that. It is a Skyjack man lift, an SJ3. Here's what's very important about it. It's only 32 inches wide, so it fits in and out of a doorway, so I can carry this inside of the house like I've been doing. It lifts 19 foot tall to the platform, which means I can work up to about 25 to 26 feet reaching up. No problem, because the highest point of the house right here is 16 foot 6 inches. Very easy to work on this, super stable. And the other thing I really like about this model is that I've just started using, it has a front deck extension. So this thing will get just about twice, well, 50% longer than it is right now. That makes a heck of a difference. So check that out. That is a lot of working surface. That'll also be good for painting the house, for going back and forth and doing siding. But what is so critical about this extension is now I can stop the wheels on the edge of the porch, hang this way out, and actually get over on the outside and work on the fascia, the edge of the house. Something I didn't even consider with a deck extension like this. This is going to be a game changer for me working on this house. All right, well, I know this probably wasn't a very exciting episode, but hey, you got to see some new tools, some new equipment. I just couldn't do a lot of talking today because HVAC is going on in the background. Music was playing, people were talking, things that I can't really include on the channel. But did you hear that? HVAC's going on in the background. So he's talking about coming back out in a couple of days, potentially finishing up completely. I'll have y'all full HVAC episode. And spoiler alert, everything has changed. And I mean everything, every piece of equipment, you name it, from COVID-related problems to decisions that me and the owner made to change. But everything I've told y'all about with the HVAC, we made last-minute changes, I think for the better. So I'll have that episode coming before long. Thank y'all so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it.